Emeka stared at his phone, deep in thought. His eyes hovered over the latest picture of Kemi and her new boyfriend, Tunde. The two of them were in a luxurious restaurant, laughing and looking every bit the perfect couple. Emeka's heart twisted. He had known Kemi since university and had been drawn to her warmth, her laughter, and the way she lit up every room. But she had never seen him as anything more than a friend. Now, with Tunde in the picture, Emeka realized he had to do something bold. He knew Kemi's history with boyfriends, knew that sooner or later she would see the cracks in this latest relationship. But to make her notice him, he needed a plan and a girlfriend. As if on cue, his phone buzzed. It was a message from Ijoma, his old high school friend. They hadn't spoken in months, but she had always been a bright presence in his life, even if they had lost touch. Long time no see, Mr. Busyman. How are things? Ijoma asked. An idea struck him as he smiled at her message. Without overthinking, he messaged back, and soon they were arranging to meet in Lekki at a cafe with a view of the water. The following afternoon, Emeka watched as Ijoma walked in. She had changed a lot since school. Her skin was a warm chocolate brown, glowing against her fitted Ankara dress in shades of deep red and green. Her afro bounced with every step she took. Her dark eyes sparkled with that familiar mischievousness he remembered so well. "So, let me get this straight," she said, giving him an amused look after he explained. "You want me to pretend to be your girlfriend just to make Kemi jealous?" Emeka nodded, rubbing the back of his neck awkwardly. "It sounds crazy, I know, but it's just for a while. I just need her to see me differently." Ijoma laughed, a rich, hearty sound that made him feel at ease. "Emeka, you always were dramatic. All right, but if I do this, you're treating me to all the suya and jollof I want." Emeka laughed, nodding. "Deal. Just show her what she's missing out on, You'd be helping me a lot." She gave him a sideways look, pretending to consider. "All right, fine. Let's make Kemi grin with envy." That weekend, Emeka and Ijoma attended a friend's birthday party. It was on Victoria Island, where Kemi would be sure to see them. As they walked in, Emeka glanced over at Ijoma. She wore a mustard yellow dress that hugged her curves, and her hair was pulled back, showing off her high cheekbones and warm smile. Emeka suddenly felt nervous, but he reminded himself that this was all part of the act. "Hey, remember," Ijoma whispered, noticing his nerves. "You're the one who roped me into this. Relax." They wandered into the party, weaving through the crowd. Sure enough, Emeka spotted Kemi across the room, her expression surprised as she noticed him and Ijoma hand in hand. He felt a thrill of excitement. It was working. At one point, Emeka leaned close, whispering, "She's looking. Quick, do something girlfriendly." Ijoma's lips curled into a smile as she reached up to playfully brush a lock of hair from his forehead, letting her hand linger on his cheek for a moment. Her touch was light, but it sent a jolt through Emeka that he hadn't expected. Later that evening, as they walked out of the party, Emeka laughed. "You're almost too good at this." Ijoma raised an eyebrow, giving him a teasing smile. "Just remember that I'm the one putting on this performance for you, Mr. Desperate. Don't let it get to your head," she said. But something in her eyes made Emeka's stomach twist. She was laughing, but there was a warmth there that he hadn't seen before. Over the following weeks, what started as a game turned into something deeper. Their fake dates became genuine evenings together, exploring places they loved in Lagos. Emeka took her to his favorite bookshop in Yaba, and she showed him the hidden art galleries and cafes on the mainland, which she adored. He found himself lingering on her laugh, the way her eyes danced when she was excited, and the ease with which they slipped into deep conversations. One evening, as they strolled along the Lekki Ikoyi Link Bridge, the city lights casting a warm glow on their faces, Emeka stopped and looked at her. Ijeoma's face was bathed in the golden light, and he felt a surge of warmth that he couldn't ignore. Ijeoma, this whole thing is starting to feel real, he admitted, his voice barely above a whisper. She looked at him, her eyes softening. Maybe that's because it is. Without thinking, Emeka leaned in and kissed her. Her lips were soft and the kiss was gentle, lingering as though they were trying to make up for years of missed chances. It felt right, like a piece of puzzle finally falling into place. But just as quickly as the kiss started, Ijeoma put back, a sadness in her eyes. Emeka, I can't. Emeka felt his heart drop. Why not? Ijeoma's voice was barely audible. It's Kemi, isn't it? You still love her. Her words trembled, and before he could respond, she walked away, leaving him standing alone under the lights. The days that followed were some of the longest of Emeka's life. He tried calling, messaging, even going to her favorite places, hoping she'd show up. He had thought he wanted Kemi, but he had been so wrong. Ijeoma had become the center of his world, and he couldn't let her slip away. In a last-ditch attempt, Emeka went to Ijeoma's apartment one rainy evening. He stood outside, soaked, until she finally opened the door. "What are you doing here?" she asked, her expression guarded, as if bracing for pain. Emeka's voice was rough, pleading. "Ijeoma, I was wrong. This whole thing, it was never about Kemi. It was about you. Somewhere along the line, I stopped pretending, and I fell in love with you." She studied him, her dark eyes unreadable. "How do I know this isn't just another game?" "It's not," he said, stepping forward. "I know that now. I don't want anyone else, Ijeoma. I want you. You're the real thing, and I didn't know that I needed you." She looked at him for a long moment before she spoke, her voice trembling. "Do you mean that?" Emeka reached out, taking her hand and holding it to his chest. "With everything in me." After a moment, she smiled and pulled him into her arms, feeling her melt against him. They stood there, wrapped in each other as the rain poured down around them. 2 years later, on a sunny Saturday, friends and family gathered in a beautiful garden in Lagos, where the air was filled with laughter and love. Emeka stood at the end of the aisle, watching as Ijeoma walked towards him in a flowing white gown, her smile brighter than ever. When she reached him, he took her hands, whispering, "I'm never letting you go again." Ijeoma's smile grew, and as they exchanged vows, Emeka knew that this was the ending he had always wanted. One that was real, messy, and beautifully imperfect. From that day on, Emeka and Ijeoma didn't need any games. They had found love in the unlikeliest of places, and this time, there was nothing to pretend about it. Thank you so much for watching, everyone. If you enjoyed Ijeoma and Emeka's love story, please give the video a thumbs up and don't forget to hit that subscribe button. And we're going to see you in our next video, but for now we're saying bye, guys.